Welcome to Unapologetically Significant. You've seen this before. We're your hosts, Rich and Shelly Marie.
Here we go.
What's happening today?
Everything and nothing at the same time.
Ooh. Does that mean we're kind of like in a time warp?
We are.
Ooh. What? No, ain't on that. We gotta
Oh,
pause
here
on
we
that.
go.
We gotta pause on that a second. Of course, we've been talking. We had 3 podcasts before this one.
We did.
But,
Wish you guys could have made it, but we're going to try to interweave what we were talking about earlier into now. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for pushing the buttons.
Yes,
okay, and for those on YouTube, hey y'all can see us, and this is what we're doing. So
Yep.
So your question.
Time. You know, what really is time, and is time really important?
Yes. That's a trick question. And I don't necessarily know how to answer.
I'm taking you back to school days. It's a trick question.
You did.
You get extra points.
You did. I do believe time is important, especially the now. I think right now the rage is be here now. We hear it all the time. Be present, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what does that actually mean? 9 times out of 10, I think we're always living either in the past or the future. We're not recognizing this moment that we're in right now. Example, I'm still upset about the laundry not being put away from yesterday, and it's impacting my mood today. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I know I wanted the kids to do the laundry. Okay, we all wanted that to happen. However, me living in the past and letting that affect my future, my now, is a little bit ridiculous when you look at it on the bigger scale.
Is that being double-minded, triple-minded?
Yes. You got all the good questions today. Yes. Yeah, it is.
Because, you know, there's so many studies out there that say you can only do one thing well at a time. So you're getting all this multitasking nonsense.
It's BS.
Yeah, that's just nonsense.
Non-existent.
So, but it's a trap, because the more we do it, the better we get at it.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to these things, being single-minded on something and being able to focus in on it, you're not able to do that because you're worrying about what happened yesterday, last week. What am I doing tomorrow? Mm-hmm. You're all upset about, oh, this happened, they said this and whatnot. Now you got all this confusion going on. And how can you be clear-minded and really progress if you got all this stuff on your mind? So back to time.
Mm-hmm.
Time in the present, obviously, schedules are important. And there's times to do things, times not to do things. But how much emphasis should we really put on time? Because when you go on vacation, let's back it up here. Let's back it up. Now, when you're on vacation, half the time you don't give a damn about time.
No.
You get up when you want to get up. Oh, I haven't eaten. I better get something to eat. Time just, and life goes on. It's not like you expire when you go on vacation.
Yeah, it's funny because I think part of it is like my family is like, oh, you're just a time Nazi. Like I'm like very rigid about my time. I think I'm more like, I like check marks and all that good stuff too. But when I'm on vacation, I usually have a whole itinerary of things we need to do, you know, but at the same time,
tour guide.
Yes, we have one all the time. But at the same time, like, when do you let go of that and you just be? When do you allocate time to just be and just relax? So, yes, I think time is important at I don't know, not necessarily universal, but more of a traditional type of beat. I don't know.
Can you be here now and not be concerned with time?
You can, but I think it's a trained behavior.
True.
Because we're so used to Apple Watches and phones and alarms and dates and calendars. Mm-hmm. We have all of these things that kind of reel us back to focusing on, oh, what time is it? Am I going to be late? Or what time is it? I got to get the food in the oven. What time is it? I got to do this. Like, there's all these things that we have to take care of. And I don't know, you have to allocate time to just be free, to not worry about that. That's a trick question, y'all. I'm curious to what you guys think. So make sure you drop something in the chat because Rich is stumping the stump today. I don't even know if I'm answer. I don't know if there's a right answer or a wrong answer. What's your thoughts? Let's put it back on him.
Yeah, the boomerang comes back now. Well, time. I think that time is more of a made up thing. Because time tends to define a person. Because the things you do, the things you say, you act on, blah, 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 are a large part of what defines you. And if you are always doing things by the clock, then you're letting time define you.
Yeah.
Well, I should get 8 hours sleep. Says who? Says who? Maybe you need 9 hours. Maybe you need 5 hours. But you're going to allot this time. And if you don't get to this time, and then now you put more mental energy into, you're upset about it. And I need to take something that night to help me get to sleep. Well, maybe you weren't supposed to sleep that amount of time.
Yeah.
Because then now we're getting into, do you really know the total plan? Because there's a plan going on. And it's going to happen regardless of how you allot the time. So it's going to happen. So why do we make time so important? And I think part of that is because we've been trained.
Yeah.
Then here we
Definitely.
go back to this training again.
Yeah.
Well, bell rings, got to go to the next class. Man, what if we're not finished with the discussion?
Right.
It'd be nice to spend another 10, 15 minutes, get done with what we're discussing, and then move on. Instead of this rigid stop. So time, I think we put an awful lot of importance on it, and we really shouldn't.
Right. Agreed. I agree. And especially coming from a place where I have my time scheduled out, my day, every day scheduled out to the minute almost. I've gotten better of giving myself a little bit of grace before a meeting and after a meeting for those things. So I don't feel like it's not such a jagged end to a conversation. I always allocate a little bit of time so we can kind of wrap it up and come full circle and have a nice closure to it. But at the end of the day, it's about controlling your environment. If you know you're long-winded, schedule some time for that, because last thing you want to do is run into a conversation and somebody is not looking forward to it. We're like, oh, here she go again. We know she's going to talk over. We know this is going to happen. It happens every meeting, every Zoom call. Like, you have to kind of be prepared for that. But I think being present is the key. It really is. But because we live in a society that we're trained to live and die by the clock, we need to just allocate that time to just have that little wiggle room.
So what pops into mind is, in a meeting, again, these meetings typically go way longer than what they need to, and they will run over. It's like there's no adherence to that schedule. It runs over, and we're there and we deal with it because we have to deal with it. But when it comes to us, our own time, and we run over, now we beat ourselves up.
Right.
Why?
Right.
That's two entirely different things.
Because I think it's back to, I don't know, several podcasts ago, we talked about self-worth and value, and we don't value our own time for ourselves. We're willing to sacrifice that in the name of duty or honor or being noble. Boo. And so we put everything else a priority and we save ourselves for last, which is a common theme.
Yep.
That I think we all do.
Yep.
And we could do better at being selfish, if you will, with the air quotes. It's like knowing what you want to accomplish and not letting anything get in the way of that.
That almost sounds like a reframe.
Yes, it is. Y'all know I'm the reframe queen. I love it. Because I look at things, I'm starting to look at things, and it hasn't always been this way. This is I had to teach myself this because I was sick of kicking and screaming and tired of being sick and sick of being tired, right? So what if that experience you're going through right now isn't terrible at all? What if it's the best thing that could ever happen to you? What if?
Right.
So now I go into situations where, example, my car's in the shop. Okay. And Volkswagen, I love Volkswagen. I love my car. I absolutely do. But they're a German vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And the repairs are expensive. Short story. The repairs on their car are expensive. They handed me this bill and I'm like, I'm gonna need y'all to do the math again because something's not right. So then when I think about it, instead of in that moment of panic, I had about a 2-minute panic attack. And then I'm like, you know what? The reframe. What if I'm supposed to get a new car? What if they repair, they figure out they're going to comp the repairs, which they did, by the way. What if instead of spiraling down, I try to check it at the gate and reframe it. Some people think it's crazy. Some people think I'm burying my head in the sand.
Well,
Some
you
people,
may have missed the blessing.
yes, that's where I was going full circle. Thank you,
sorry.
Rich. Thank you, Rich. And go. Your turn.
No, I mean, there's so many times there's a blessing in things and we don't even see it. We don't recognize it. We're not looking for it. We're not expecting it. We just deal in the here and now. And all I know is I got to get this taken care of. I got to get that taken care of. And blah, 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 blah. But what if we just looked at things a little bit differently?
Yeah.
And things start to work out like it's working out for you. I mean, you don't know. You cannot predict. So why not just roll the dice? What do you got to lose? You got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
But let me tell you what typically happens, and this just happened. And I don't know if I have my phone on silent, but it's right here. It's vibrating right now because somebody had a situation, and I fixed it. They called me. I was a last resort and said, "Hey, can you pick up my kid from school today?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. What time should she get out of school?" And he replied, "Oh my God, thank you. I called so-and-so, and they couldn't do it, and I'm tired of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I can't get any help." I'm like, excuse me, I'm actually helping. I fixed your problem. Why are you still tripping? Why are you still tripping? But we're so programmed to focus on the negative and how all of these things went wrong, even though the universe fixed your problem. You still want to live in yesterday and the conversation from 10 minutes ago and the person that cut you off. Like, if they wouldn't have did that, I could have did this. Well, but your answer, your prayer was answered.
Right.
And we are still holding on to we want to justify being angry because situations will require us to have an emotion behind it.
Right.
We choose, we're not getting our way with having a full-fledged temper tantrum, and that's anger, rage, sadness, whatever.
Right.
But when your problem is no longer a problem, why do we choose to still be disgruntled?
Because we got to be right.
Say, what do you mean by that?
Our actions and the things we say and we do, we as humans, we always want to be right. So we will justify things to the hilt. So this, no one was helping me, and this couldn't happen, and blah 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 blah. And I got all upset about it. So in my subconscious, it's still sitting in there.
Yeah.
Now I've got the here and now, the one that's present, the me that's present. Now I want to join up with my subconscious. We got to be one. We got to be one. So it's still in here. Well, subconscious is going to remember everything. So do you want to remember good, bad, all that stuff? No, you don't. But as humans, what we try and do is bridge those two. So now I just keep going. Now how long am I going to do that? I'm going to do that for a day, a week? I mean, it's ridiculous. And when it comes to reframing, say you get up in the morning, got to go to work. Got a flat tire. I got a flat tire. So now, excuse me, you're all upset about flat tire in this car, and I should have gotten rid of it, and so didn't put air in it, and blah, 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 blah. Instead of reframing it and thinking, oh, I am so grateful. Because I probably have this because it was an accident that would have happened on the freeway.
Right.
And I missed it because of this tire.
Yeah, saved your life.
Saved your life. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Thank you for this. Reframe it.
Yeah.
Reframe it. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Now I'm going to be late. You got the whole day planned out and nothing has happened.
Yeah. Except your life was saved by that flat tire.
Yeah. Exactly.
Early in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. And that covers so many aspects of life. Not just going there. I mean, it could be anything, literally anything. You have to learn to step back and say, I need to reframe this.
Mm-hmm.
I need to reframe it. Because there's always multiple ways to look at anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and we tend to get siloed in a certain way, and we're looking at it only one way. We're not considering anything else. Anybody talks to us about anything else, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't even know what you're going through.
Right.
So, so why not reframe it? Look for the positive. Because guess what? You're going to call in more positive.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for the negative and this didn't work and why this and why that, guess what you're calling in? More wise. Now it is going to drag out for a
Right.
week.
Yeah.
It's like you get in an argument with somebody. You're going back and forth, this and that, and everybody trying to win in competition. You think you're in a freaking sporting event, and
Yeah.
I got to get the last goal because
Yeah.
of this, that, and the other thing, and then you get done. Now you're stewing over it. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. And you
What
can
if
tell 15 more people
Yeah.
about what the situation was. So you're reliving that.
Yep,
Our
yep.
brain doesn't know the difference. Like, and this is, y'all Google this. This is basic science, right? When we have to revisit a conversation, that especially emotional conversation, and we're passionate about it, it's like you doing it again and again and again, like actually having that conversation over and over again. And that creates, we were talking about the fight or flight, we're talking about stress levels, we're talking about all types of things that you're impacting just by wanting to be right and repeating the story to somebody else to tell them how right you were. And trust me, they don't even care.
That's right.
They are multitasking like an MFer. They are doing all the things and they're somewhat like, girl, I got you. Oh, he what he say? We are not paying attention.
Right.
At the end of the day.
So true. So true. So, again, you got to be able to stop yourself. You got to be able to
So what's the key? What's the key of catching yourself in that moment? And I'm raging, right? Got a flat tire. I'm going to be late to work. Kids are going to be late to school. I'm not going to be able to stop and get that Starbucks. All of those things. How do I catch it? At what point do I catch it?
I think you got to catch it in the beginning before the train gets rolling, before it gets up to speed. Because then you got all these things that are overpowering you. So in the beginning, whenever something goes slightly sideways on you, that's the time to stop. Okay? Yesterday, changed monitors, thought I was doing a good thing, took my son's monitor.
Without permission.
Hopefully he's not listening to this. Put this big ass monitor up here, and I'm like, this is great. I go to do a couple things, there's no sound. No sound. Now, at that point, I got a choice. I can either freak out or just say, hey, number one, this is karma that hit me in my butt because I took it without asking. But, what I did, I probably went halfway. Okay? I tried a couple things, didn't work, but I wasn't amping up. You know how you amp up when you start getting frustrated and that flag starts going up the pole? Before that thing gets out of reach, you got to grab that thing. And I go, well, I don't know what's wrong. I don't want to go through all this troubleshooting. I'll just flip the monitors back, and everything was fine. Reframed it. Now I got to get better at that. Could have been better at that instead of all the switching of chords and this, that, and the other thing. But I didn't amp up. That's the key thing. And who knows why that thing didn't work or why I wasn't supposed to use that. And I'm sure it would have become apparent, probably on this podcast.
Right.
Like, oh, we got this big ass monitor here.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the time, man?
Yeah.
Half a head's cut off, and
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. So who knows what it was? But you can rest assured that it's better to reframe into a positive type of situation, and instead of going up the flagpole, because guess what would have happened? All right, this monitor's not working. Now they change the cords. Maybe it's cord, something with the cord. Now I go out and buy a cord. I buy a cord, I buy this. I got this interface right here. Oh, the interface is not working. Now I put down another $300 and the interface not working. It's probably just one simple thing that I didn't do. But I got myself, I didn't spend money. I didn't got upset. Time. And the thing probably still wouldn't have worked. So why don't do that to yourself? So back to the original question. I think you have to do it in the beginning. You got to train yourself to recognize it early before the avalanche starts.
And it's going to feel crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to feel, and your people around you are going to think you're crazy because all of a sudden you're like, oh, this whole thing, or whatever. Your wife says something to me, and it just stuck to me. It's like, everything happens for my greatest good. So when things happen, I usually will say that, and that will be the start of my reframe. I will start then working backwards or working up instead of working down. But I always take that from her, and I'll never forget it. It's like, everything happens for my greatest good, and just assuming positive intent. No. Is that realistic? I think so. Because why? My rules supersede those of the outside world. I don't care what's going on right there, outside there. This is me, and this is what I can control. So I'm going to control it. I'm going to make the best of what I have. It's can be a little bit challenging at first, but then it becomes easy, and it's contagious.
Right.
Then your kids start to do it, and your coworkers start to do it, or they're going to make fun of you. Like, okay, we know that this, they'll make fun of you, and that's okay.
Right.
That's a positive thing.
Yep. It's like when I go into work now. Invariably, someone's going to ask you, "How you doing?" Living the dream. And they look at me. Some look at me like, "Living the dream? You here at work?" No, I didn't reframe that whole experience at all. Again, it's about me. It's not about letting the world and the job and all that stuff control me to the point where I lose control. No. Hey, I reframe it every day. Do that all the time. And like she said, when you get in the habit of doing that, it's going to become easier. It'll apply to more things. And then before you know it, your world is going to start to shift. You're not even going to recognize it.
You're not. And it gets easier in the situations, no matter how big or small, they're easier to deal with. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Right. Right.
We have to master the little things before we can tackle the big things. I heard something last night at the State 48 networking event. And one of the panelists said, somebody asked, like, how do you get good of all these things? You're knocking down all these glass ceilings, and you're doing all these things. And she said, I learned to do the difficult things very well. Like all the little things that you put off, the workouts, the changing, not eating carbs, the going to church, whatever your thing is that is so big. It's like, you got to figure out the little bitty things and the difficult things. The little difficult things, we can't procrastinate. We can't put them off because they're not going anywhere. They're just getting bigger. That scared or that fear or that intimidation, you got to knock that out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to stay on top of it because it will own you.
It will. And eat you alive.
Literally. It will eat you alive.
And I'm sure a lot of you, to this point, a lot of you have, are experiencing it, have experienced it. Let's say something goes wrong in the kitchen. Say it's the drain. The drain's plugged up, whatever, and what do people do? Oh my God, this and anyway, they're going off on all these tangents and whatnot. And then you finally get to the point where you put on YouTube.
YouTube University. Hey!
How to unplug this thing. And zip, 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 and it's done. Now you feel all good. You could have felt good in the beginning.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, this happened for a reason. It was delayed. Maybe there was something I'm supposed to learn. Maybe there was something on that YouTube video that you were supposed to get. It had nothing to do with the thing.
Or the video that came on afterwards.
There you go. There you go.
Depending on your algorithm.
Yeah. Right. So you just don't know. So why not give it a try? I think that should be the assignment for the week.
That should be the assignment of the week. That is the assignment of the week.
Yeah. One thing. That's just one thing a day. That's all it takes. One thing a day. When you feel yourself starting to escalate, starting to get up that flagpole, reframe it.
Yep.
Look for the good in it. Be grateful for it. Because, all the things that happen to us, and we're still alive,
Yeah, you woke up.
Yeah, you woke up. And you're functioning. don't take that for granted. So all these things that are happening for a good reason and for the good of you. So start looking at things that way. And don't try and go whole hog the first day, oh my God.
Very remedial. Keep it surface, okay?
Yeah.
We're not looking down and okay, we're gonna keep eye level. Eye level, okay?
Yeah.
Just recognize it, reframe it, be grateful. But you have one opportunity to do this a day. You have several opportunities throughout the day to do this, but we're just asking of one. Okay, we got to manage to do the little things and the difficult things right. Okay, so this is your task. This is your walk away.
Yep, that's it. And I think this is a good point to
cut it. Yes. I think this is a good stopping point. Again, thank you guys for joining, for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't, go ahead and click that button and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, thank you for clicking and watching us be silly back here. Definitely subscribe and write comments below so we can hear what you want to say. If you have additional questions on reframing, you can Google it, you can ask us, and we can do the research for you. We are here really trying to not only build a community, but act as a resource. Okay, we can't, we're human beings. We're not made to be in this world alone. No matter how much of an introvert you think you are, that's just not how our DNA, how we're wired as humans. We're just not. So even if it's a virtual community, come on, you're welcome.
That's it. And with that, mic drop. Peace.
This is